Started. What's up, everybody on IG? I am back with another podcast. As always, if you guys have questions regarding fitness, nutrition, the gym, mindset, anything, guys, drop it in the comments. I'm going to answer all questions right after the fact. Wave, say what's up. I'm going to actually wave to a few of you right now just because I want to say what's up. And yeah, if you got any questions, just drop them in the comments. I will be here for a little bit, answer any questions you guys have. Instagram always gives me some really good questions, so look forward to answering some of those. And even if you ask a question but you can't hang around to see the answer, I will post them on my page right after the fact, so you can always come back, watch the replay, fast forward it to the end if you want to. And that way you can get your question answered, or you can see what other people are asking too. So, and the biggest thing I always say too, guys, for Instagram and Facebook, if you guys got questions, like, don't be afraid to ask, because turns out most people will probably have that question as well too. So you're actually probably doing somebody else a favor by asking the question, because then they get some insight as well too. So drop the questions, hashtag live if you're watching this live, hashtag replay if you're watching it after the fact, and let's get rocking and rolling with, I believe this is the 4th episode. I'm not sure, so I'm not going to say. But yeah, another episode of The Fit Veteran. Here we go. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to The Fit Veteran Podcast, the podcast where we dive deep into fitness, nutrition, mindset for veterans, first responders, or just anybody looking to get back on track with their health and fitness goals. So today's episode, I want to talk about challenges, good, bad, ugly, especially the 75 hard challenge, which I've seen a lot of lately. Typically, if, we're talking to people and we're saying, hey, what are you doing for your fitness goals right now? A lot of them will say, oh, I'm doing the 75 hard challenge, whatever. Cool. Here's my thing with challenges, guys. So, and this is coming from an ex-gym owner who used to run challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge. So I'm actually incentivized, I was incentivized to want people to do challenges, right? And not that challenges are all bad, but my biggest thing with challenges is typically they're short-lived, and people are just going to practice those habits during the time frame of the challenge, whether it's 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 75 days like the 75 hard, okay? And with challenges comes benefits, but it also comes negatives, okay? And I'm just gonna list out some of the benefits I think that challenges do possess, and good reasons to actually do them, okay? And then I'm gonna go into why you probably shouldn't do it. So it's kind of like a catch-22, but you guys can form your own opinion. I'm just here to give you my experience and give you my opinions on things. So first of all, the benefits of a challenge. So challenges are really good for kickstarting your fitness goals again, okay? Because we all get into those ruts. We all get into those areas where we're just like, maybe our health isn't our number one priority, right? And we know it should be, but just whatever life's going on, and it's just not at the time, right? So then you prep yourself up for a challenge, you get ready to do it, and you come out on top if you follow through on it, right? And so what a challenge is going to do is, A, going to get you kick-started, but then B, it's actually going to help you develop more tools for your tool belt to be able to use later, right? And that's what I think is the biggest benefit of challenges, because if you're just starting out and you don't know a lot about fitness, nutrition, that type of thing, a challenge is actually going to be able to give you some ideas and some, again, tools to help you along your journey, right? It's going to teach you a little bit about nutrition, even if it's not always the best long-term solution. It'll teach you like what nutrition does with your body. It'll teach you about exercises. It'll teach you about muscle development. It'll teach you about being consistent and showing up even when you don't want to show up. So that's actually what I really love about challenges, that you're going to gain a lot as far as knowledge and tools, right? Now, with that being said, some of the way the challenges are done are to the extreme end, and this is why I don't typically recommend people to do challenges. Now, here's the thing. When I'm saying don't do challenges, I don't mean don't ever do challenges. It's don't be that person that is going to be a challenge hopper. Okay, so basically what I consider a challenge hopper is somebody that literally just goes from challenge to challenge to challenge, right? And I've seen this a lot, especially with the gym. Somebody would come in for my 6-week challenge, or then they'd go do the 5-week challenge down the street, and then they're doing the 75 hard. And what you're doing is you're just programming yourself to start over continuously, over and over and over and over. And the reason that you're doing that is because the challenge that you didn't take away the good positive habits that you needed and maintain those positive habits. And so it was unrealistic for you to maintain long term, right? And again, take this with a grain of salt, because a lot of the challenges are simply built to give you quick results, quick wins, but aren't really going to teach you a lot, especially in the terms of long-term fitness, right? And so I think that's the biggest hang-up with challenges, or my biggest hang-up with challenges, is that they're quick wins. They're going to give you somewhat of a crash diet. And I say this because I've had the experience of actually taking people through challenges, and not that we were purposely giving them crash diets, but it's like, yeah, when you start actually working out and you minimize your food to certain food choices, which is what we had in our challenges, of course you're going to drop weight pretty quick, right? Of course you're going to see some big wins right away, and that's the biggest thing. But the thing is, after the 6 weeks, is progress is going to slow down, guys. Even after maybe 4 weeks, the progress is going to slow down tremendously, and that's when it really takes. We're going to see if you got what it takes to actually stick it through. Because when you're not getting that shiny object, that dopamine hit because you lost another 3 pounds in a day, are you going to stick it out? Or is it all about just getting those wins all the time? So especially with the 75 hard, guys, because the 75 hard is a really hard challenge. I've honestly never done it. I've seen a lot of people do it around me, and props to them, because it would take a lot of discipline and consistency to do that type of stuff for that long a period of time, right? 75 days, we're looking at over almost 3 months, right? Of working out twice a day, reading, I think it's 10 pages a day or something like that, or a book a week. I can't even remember. And those are all really good things. And then picking a diet. They say pick a diet, any diet, and just follow it. And of course, people get good results. But the people that are what I call challenge hoppers are just people that maybe not even hop from challenge to challenge, but just continually do the same challenge over to try to get them back on track after they get off track, are the ones that once they do the first challenge, they get the biggest wins. The second challenge, it's like they still get some wins, but it's not as good. The third challenge is like worse. And then the fourth challenge, God forbid they do that many, but some do. They see even less wins. So every time it becomes less effective, right? And again, the thing that they're avoiding is the routines and the habits to actually make those things stick, and not just limiting themselves to that time frame. So I think that's the biggest thing for me with the challenges. It's always a time frame, right? Because you can't do a challenge forever. Like, there's no way. You can challenge yourself forever, but that's a whole different topic, right? Because when you challenge yourself, it means you have goals, you have long-term goals, and those goals change all the time. So you're constantly always challenging yourself. Now, to do a challenge is like doing, I don't know, the TikTok challenge or something. Like, those are challenges. Those are short-lived. They're like here today, gone tomorrow. And I just hate to see people go through those repetitive cycles, right? When it's just like, if you just got the right plan, you got the support that you needed, and you figured out what it was that actually worked with your body and was realistic with your lifestyle, right? Like, we all can't do 2 workouts a day for the rest of our lives. Like, we probably wish we could. I don't recommend it. I think that's a lot on the body anyway. So you got to find the consistency and actually doing what you say you're going to do, working out at least 3 times a week, eating halfway decent, clean most of the time, and, not so clean, the other 10%, 15% of the time. And just being accountable, right? Because being accountable with yourself, having other people you can be accountable to, because those challenges, just like any other challenges, guys, it's gone today or here today, gone tomorrow type of thing. So, if you're going to do a challenge, maybe you've never done a challenge. So if you've done more than one challenge, I would really look into just getting the help that you need to make it a long-term solution, as opposed to, and even if it's just like, I don't know, not doing the challenge, but also just like, okay, I'm going to commit to 6 months as opposed to 6 weeks, or, I don't know, a month, or, even 2 months. So like, I think you should at least commit to six months. So for me, I'm doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I just started, and I know that I need to commit to it for a certain amount of time, because if I always just do it when I feel like it, and a lot of times I don't feel like getting my ass kicked every day, honestly. But I signed up for the membership for a full year, right? So that way I know I'm paying for it, and it's going to make me go, right? And I committed to it for a year. With this podcast, brand new thing, I'm committing to doing 20 episodes no matter what. And I don't want to do the podcast all the time, every time, right? Even though they're fun, it's not something that, if I get busy, it's easy to put on the back burner, right? But I committed to my 20 episodes, so I'm going to see that through. And that's how you really develop habits, guys, is you before you even start, you make the plan of, okay, how long am I going to do this? Is this realistic for my lifestyle? And what things do I need to put in place to make sure that I can be consistent with it, right? And when you do that, you're not going to need challenges to get you kick-started again. And even when you do it like I told you, you will still have those times, those periods where it feels like you fell off. But the difference between doing a challenge and giving yourself basically a quota you have to hit is you're not going to fall off for 6, 7, 8 months like you would a challenge, right? Most people do these challenges, they quit after, or they basically quit after the challenge is over. So they just don't do shit for, however long, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And then they come back on and try to do another challenge. And again, it gets less effective every time. Where if you do it the way I told you, you're basically going to go, okay, I got to get 20 episodes of this podcast in, or maybe it's even just, okay, I got to commit to 6 months of this gym membership. You will have those weeks where maybe you just didn't go work out at all, and that's perfectly normal, right? But because you committed to it, and hopefully you committed some dollars, and you committed to, the 6 months, maybe you pay for it all up front, maybe it's, on a reoccurring thing where, yeah, I cannot show up, I'm still going to get charged, so I might as well show up, right? If you can do it that way, you're still going to have those periods of like not doing the best, but long term, when you can see yourself doing it for 6 months and you actually do it for 6 months, you're going to be like, I did that. I committed to something. I wasn't perfect, but long term, I actually made it happen. Right? And that's going to be a huge win right there. And the more of those wins that you collect, guys, the more that your body, your mind is going to be trained to like, okay, this person just does what they say they're going to do, and they don't make excuses about it, right? And when you can do that for yourself, guess what that does for other people's trust in you, right? When I tell my team, and I got a team of 12 people right now in my business, and I tell them that I'm going to do something, I honestly believe that they 100% believe that I'm going to do it, because there's probably very few things that I've told them that I'm going to do that I haven't actually done, right? And that keeps me accountable, because I have to lead from the front. I have to go, these people are watching me. I told them this. I don't want to look like I'm not a man of my word, so let me just do it, right? I told them, we had a meeting at the beginning of January, for our regular 2023 meeting we do at the beginning of every year. And I said, here's the things I want to accomplish this year. We all went over our own goals. And one of those was to start a podcast. Guess how long that took me to start? Like it was, I think, May, right? So it took me 5 months. I didn't put a time limit on it, luckily. But it took me 5 months to finally be like, okay, I said I was going to do this. I'm going to do this, right? So I'm proud of myself because I told people what I was going to do and I actually followed through on it. So now their level of belief goes through the roof for what I say I'm going to do, right? And everybody is going to be like that towards you when they see you actually doing what you said you're going to do. They don't expect you to be perfect, but they expect you to follow through on your commitments, okay? And if you don't expect other people to do that when they tell you, then that's showing yourself that, well, I probably wouldn't do that, so why would I expect other people? So you got to be the first one to follow through on everything that you're going to do, okay? So I know I just went on a bit of a tangent there. I hope I gave you some valuable insights into challenges, good, bad, ugly, what I would do as opposed to a challenge. And I'm not anti-challenge, I'm just anti-repetitive challenge. And, it's your excuse to just fall off the rest of the time that you're not doing a challenge. So anyways, guys, hopefully Andy Frasilla, maybe he hears me on this and he'll hit me up and put me on his podcast or something, right? No hate on those guys. I definitely love the anybody that's doing a challenge. It's always the heart's in the right place. It's just how we go about doing it, right? So if you have never done a challenge, do a challenge. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to see what you're made of. After that, do it like I told you and commit to a certain amount, commit to certain levels of things. And you'll be able to see the difference in those, okay? One's about basically being perfect with the challenge, right? And the other one's allowing yourself to okay and slip up, but long-term committing to what you actually said you were gonna do. So, again, hope you guys got a lot out of that. We'll see you on the next one. All right. Appreciate you guys hanging out while I was going on my spiel there. Let's see if we got any questions here on IG first. All right, no questions. If you guys got any questions, drop them now. Otherwise, I'm popping off here. Let's see here. All right, cool. No questions as of right now. I'll check it again here before I get off. Check out the Facebook here. All right. Eric, Coach E, talk to him, boss. Appreciate you, brother. Deek Run, what up, man? Appreciate you. All right. Anybody got any questions? You can always post them after, and I'll try to get to them if I see them. But other than that, whenever you see me on here, guys, have some questions ready. I love to answer your questions. Love to help you out for free whenever I can. So we will see you guys on the next one.